Hey guys, what's up? This is Travis Lima here, and today I want to show you how you can contribute to your favorite software using GitHub. Hey everyone, so as you may know, I do work for Paid Memberships Pro, and in today's project I want to actually update some icons that we have over here that I have designed in Illustrator with some of the previously outdated icons that are currently in the plugin. So there are a couple of things that you are going to need in order to contribute to your software of choice. The very first thing that you're going to want is a GitHub account. As you can see, mine is github.com/Travis Lima. If you haven't got one, just head over to github.com and open up a new one. The second thing that I have running is a local dev environment, and I use local by Flywheel over here. So if you want, check that out. It's a great way to get a development site up and running for WordPress in no time. And then thirdly, I have my icons. Now these are in the browser. I just wanted to show you them there. But if you take a look, if I just minimize this real quick, so these are the icons that I'm working on. As you can see, these were the older ones, the old printer credit cards, and here's some old credit cards down here. And we're going to be updating it with some newer flat icons that we designed in Illustrator. So I can just go ahead and close that. And here are my icons over here that we're going to be updating. Now, the first thing that I am going to do is I'm going to head over to my GitHub account and I'm going to search for the Stranger Studios Paid Memberships Pro repository. So over here, this is the repository, and I'm not going to go into too much detail as to what GitHub is. If you need to, I'm sure you can find a tutorial online that gives you the lowdown. But basically what I want to do is I'm actually going to fork this repository to my account. So this is just basically making a copy for myself. As you can see over here, it's just copying over to my account. And just have a notice here, it says Stranger Studios /Paid Memberships Pro. But once I've copied it, it still looks like the same repository. But as you can see, it's on my account, and there we've got the little fork icon. Secondly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my branch. Now, these branches are basically the different kinds of instances or versions of Paid Memberships Pro that we are currently working on. So I am going to just choose the developer branch, and I am going to go ahead and download a zip. Okay, great. Once that's downloaded, I'm going to head over to my local dev environment, and I'm just going to install this WordPress plugin. So let's go ahead and go plugins, add new. So I've already installed and activated my plugin, and I've gotten it set up. And now what we are basically going to do with the icon changes, for example, if you look at this confirmation page, we've got a little printer icon. So this is the older one, and we want to update it with this icon. So let's get started. And for now, we're going to work exclusively on our local dev environment. Okay, so here's my site. Now we're going to go to this little arrow icon to actually get to the files of our website. So I'm going to go into my site files, app, public, WP content, plugins, and as you can see over here, this is the Paid Memberships Pro Dev plugin. Once we're here, you're going to want to open this folder in a text editor of your choice. Personally, I use Sublime Text Editor 3. And we can just go ahead and drag this folder into Sublime. And there you can see the file structure. It's all laid out for us. If I take a quick look in this folder, you can see this is the file structure, and this is what it looks like in Sublime. Okay, so now we have our text editor opened with our file structure already in there. And I'm going to go back to my file structure of my local dev environment. And I'm just going to open up Paid Memberships Pro. And I'm going to add these icons to my images folder. So I'm going to go ahead and copy these 3 items. And I am going to paste it in here. Now if we go ahead and take a look at it, you can see there's one, there's another, and then this is the third one, and these are the older icons right here. So we're going to be replacing these now. So now that these images have been added into my images folder, I'm going to need to go into the code and into the specific files where these images are being displayed in the code and just change the name. So for example, this printer.gif, this will need to change to printer-icon.svg. So let's do that now. I'm going to head over now to my CSS file, and I'm going to open up my frontend.css. From here, I'll just do a search for the printer.gif. There we go. And I'm going to change this to printer.icon and change the extension to SVG. And I'm going to go ahead and save this and close that up. Now I'm going to go to my frontend-RTL, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to search for printer. There it is. So I'm going to change this to printer icon SVG, and I'll save that up too. Now let's go ahead and see if this is working, because now what I have done is I've changed the file extension to match this of the icon, which is currently in my images folder. So let's go ahead and open up my browser. Let's make that a little bit bigger. And I'll go to my confirmation page and I'll just do a refresh. And there we have it. We have updated our new printer icon. Okay, great. Now it's time to go ahead and update our credit card images. And I am going to navigate here to my image source. And as you can see here, we've got images, ccv-back.jpg and the front. And I'm actually going to change this to match these icons. Now that's done, let's go ahead and check our changes. So this is currently what we have. But if I go ahead and refresh the page, and there we have it. Our old credit card images have been deleted, and now we have nice 2 new flat icons that are ready to go. Okay guys, we are back in GitHub, and we have already updated our icons and code right here in our local dev environment. And now what we want to do is we want to actually port over the changes from our local dev environment to our GitHub repository. And notice that I'm still working on my personal fork of this repository. Now there's a couple of ways you can do this. I'm going to show you my way. So let's get started by actually adding in the images. So what you're going to do is you're going to head over to the images folder of Paid Memberships Pro, and we're going to go ahead and say upload files. Now from here, I'm actually going to go and find the files or the icons in my images folder of my local dev environment, and I'm going to select them. I'm going to select multiple icons, and you can do this by holding down Command on Mac or Control on PC. And I'm just going to go ahead and actually drag these files over to GitHub. And now while this uploads, I can go ahead and just give some more information about what exactly I am doing with this commit. Okay, so now it helps to be as descriptive as possible because it really helps the repository owners know exactly what has happened, and there can be a lot of commits happening from different people, different locations all over the world. So if you can be as descriptive as possible, I would highly recommend that. And once done, we can go ahead and commit our changes. Now, we're not done just yet, and I need to find my CSS file in my local dev environment. So if you can remember, I edited the frontend.css as well as the frontend-rtl.css. And so I just find those files in Paid Memberships Pro, and I'm going to go ahead and say upload files. And you can just copy the files over. It will actually do a replace of the files that have the same name. So I'm just going to go ahead and push Command on my Mac and copy these over by dragging and dropping them. Okay, and let's go ahead and add a note for our commit. Okay, so once that's done, I am going to go ahead and commit my changes. Right, awesome. So that's done, and we need to change this pop-up-cvv HTML file. Okay, here is the file here. So I'm just going to go ahead and click upload files. Okay, once done, I'm just going to click and drag this in. And I'll go ahead and commit my changes. Okay guys, so we have updated our local dev environment with some icons, changed some code around, ported all those changes over to GitHub. But now what we want to do is we want to push all of our changes from our repository to the original owner's repository, and hopefully they can merge their changes into their core plugin. So to do that, we're going to head over to pull requests. And there are currently no pull requests that I have made, so I'm going to make a new pull request. Great, and now at first glance you can actually see we have 3 commits against the original dev branch. So here we can see that we've added the SVG icons, we updated some CSS files, and we updated the popup-cvv.html file. And if we scroll down a little further, you can actually see the changes that have been made. So that all looks fine. So let's go ahead and make sure that we're pushing this commit to the right place. So the base fork is going to be Stranger Studios Paid Memberships Pro, and we want to make sure that it's set to dev because this is what we forked, if you can remember correctly. And the head fork, which is going to be where the changes are coming from, is my Travis Lima Paid Memberships Pro repository, and it's also on the dev branch. So let's go ahead. That looks fine. As you can see here, we are able to merge this. Let's go and create a pull request. I have updated what I have done. I've just made mention that I have changed the icons and I've added some new icons. I've updated some CSS files. I've updated an HTML file, and I've tested my changes on a local dev environment, and it all works well. So let's go ahead and just push this commit to the repository. And there you have it, guys. We have successfully opened up a pull request. You'll notice that it is now back at Stranger Studios Paid Memberships Pro. We can see the title of our pull request and the number, as well as what we've done with it. And this can now be reviewed by the Stranger Studios team. They can see exactly what was done and decide whether or not to merge this into their core plugin. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Thanks for watching.